Welcome back, Guardians. This video will be out of a 3-part series on the new episodic cadence going after the Final Shape releases. This is basically Bungie's way of how storytelling is going to develop once Final Shape concludes, and these stories are going to focus on the aftermath of said the Final Shape campaign, raid, and its endgame. We got Echoes that will be launching alongside the Final Shape from March to June, Revenant that will be launching from July to October, and then Heresy from November to February. Time will tell if there's going to be more episodes after that. It looks like that is going to be the case, and if expansions will also follow that, or are they just going to keep on doing episodes for the time as we progress through the next couple of years. We do know that this new cadence will bring lots more content than seasons are usually delivered in terms of story, and of course obviously the content, because every 6 weeks there will be more and more content added to the game, like exotic missions, story, quests, activities, weapons, and more. So it looks like this is a new way of how Bungie is going to deliver content, and I cannot wait to find out. Now this video is going to specialize in the first release, Echoes, and we'll be talking about some speculation pieces and some little leaks that we've seen over the last couple of weeks, because it looks like this is going to be a fairly interesting one. Now, looking at all these 3 releases, we can already depict images behind the release title. One being Revenant being the Scorn Vicryl coming back in that release, and then Heresy looking like a Hive sword, probably pointing to Xe'Thas, Savathun, and overall the Hive being the main plot in those 2 releases. But with Echoes, it kind of is a bit unsure for us, because we see a figure, but we can't really make it out. It looks heavily likely it's going to be the Vex, though, as Bungie has pointed time and time again that the Vex are going to be a main plot point after the Final Shape concludes. If it's going to be built up as the big bad, who knows, but it looks like this release is going to focus heavily on the Vex, which will be really awesome. We do know from past leaks that apparently, if they were to be true, obviously we have to take things with a grain of salt after the red subclass that has not yet been confirmed to be true or not yet. We just have to wait till Final Shape releases to make an idea on that. It looks like that this release will heavily focus again on the Vex, but who knows, could be the 9, could be something else. Again, it's really hard to see what is behind the Echoes release. But again, this will be a release nothing like any of the past seasons, because it will obtain and will be given new story that has more cinematics than any other season has done before. So it'll be one of those bigger releases in terms of maybe if you play maybe like a expansion like Curse of Osiris and Warmind, but something also like the Annual Pass, which it had 3 standalone experiences, but it also had a big cinematic campaign. So I'm fairly excited to see what it will be like. Now, Echoes looks like to be focusing on the Vex, and we have a leak here that talks about what happens after the Final Shape. The leak is yet to be confirmed fake or false, but it looks like that if this leak is to be true, after the events of the Final Shape, the Vex will assume the power of paracausality, meaning they can visualize and be able to use the power of paracausality in their own image. Remember, the Vex could not be able to simulate paracausality, making them, vulnerable to a person like us or a person like the Witness. Of course, there was the Soul Divisive in the Black Art, and that was sort of worshipping the Black Heart and the Witness. But the other Vex, they were kind of just there under other people's commands, like Panoptes and Curse of Osiris, trying to simulate other timelines on Mercury, but it didn't really go anywhere because we stopped them, obviously. So it looks like after the whole entire outcome of Final Shape progresses, after we kill the Witness, I assume, and after everything goes, the Vex might be able to simulate paracausality. We know that Asher was able to simulate paracausality of the Veil in the Vex domain during Lightfall, so it's already given teases that the Vex aren't too far behind from being able to do so. And if the Vex are able to simulate paracausality, that is a huge problem to some people like us, because they will be more powerful than they've ever been before, and they would really be a threat to be reckoned with. And it looks like the Vex are going to take that to the next level and be able to just be a complete monster. And I think that's what this release is going to focus on. Again, this is a release that will be alongside the Final Shape, and it looks like after the Final Shape concludes, we are going to get stepped right into the conflict with the Vex. And it looks like that is to be the case. Now, it's very interesting to me that we don't really see the face of a goblin on the pop picture, because we could be looking at a new variant or a new version of a Vex here. It's fairly interesting to see how this could play out, because with this, we will be getting 18 weeks of new story. So this Echoes kind of release is going to be really long than any other season we've done before. I know I've said that a couple of times already, but it's something I need to point out because these are going to be bigger, way bigger storytelling beats than we've ever seen before. And Revenant really focuses on the Scorn, and Heresy really focus on the Hive. I'll be making a couple videos on those two releases in the next couple of days. I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Be sure to subscribe and like for more. Bye guys.